Yes. You know what that is? It's Mozart. Mozart's 40th. Quite a famous tune, and you may know it from other places it's been used. Why am I attempting to reproduce Mozart? Because not only do we still regard Mozart's music, 200 and whatever it is since his death, as some of the finest ever written, but the way it was written is really, really significant to us as marketers today. Because, and by the way, you know me, if you're watching this, if you're on my subscriber list, you know me as well. That's Trevor, he's talking about marketing. Why is he talking about personal development and how to make my life more successful? Because you need to market yourself. Whatever you're doing, you still need to come across in a way, whatever it is, whether it's talking to your kids or talking to your customers, you need to come across in a way that makes them want to listen to you, to find out what you want them to do, and then to take action on what you want them to do. That's what marketing is. It's gentle persuasion, and we all do it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not manipulative. It's not underhand. It's not a bad thing. It's a human thing. It's a communication thing. Now, if you're a slimy salesman trying to sell duff cars to people that you're just ripping off, yeah, that's bad news. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about marketing, which is putting a message out there in a way that makes people want to listen. And it was never more important than it is today on video, because video is everywhere and growing. And live video is becoming more and more popular as well. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter, I think you can do it on now. Instagram, of course, lots of phone apps. And so if you're confident speaking into a microphone and into a camera, and you have a way of getting a message across that makes people go, oh, it's so-and-so again, I'm going to listen to them, then you're on to a winner, baby. Right? So, back to Mozart. Because one of the things that Mozart, it's known that he could do, and in fact, I think pretty much always did, from what I can gather from the documentaries and the movies that I've seen, is that when he wrote music, he made no corrections or deletions. He wrote it down, and if you've seen the movie Amadeus, I think Salieri, who was his nemesis in the movie, actually, when he discovered that, he looked at all these sheets of paper, actually let them fall to the floor, I remember, in a very dramatic way, and he said, it's as though he's taking dictation from God. He couldn't believe that someone could just write music from his head onto the paper in one and never ever correct or delete anything. He knew it was perfectly good from the very start. Now, I'm not saying that we can do that. Certainly I can't do that with music, and I've never heard of anybody else who could since Mozart. Maybe there have been some, I don't know. But we do need to be able to communicate in a way that we got it right first time. And given that we're still playing Mozart's music hundreds of years after he died, then I think he was right, wasn't he? He knew what he was doing. And I don't know whether our videos will be played hundreds of years after we're not here, but I do think it's important to know how to put a message across in a way that makes people want to watch and listen and stay to the end and take action. And it's becoming a necessary skill, a very necessary skill if you're in any kind of business or you just want more confidence in yourself. So what I'm going to invite you to do is get the Mozart effect in your videos. And I can't put that across here today, although I will say one thing. You're still watching, aren't you? So I'm doing something right. Okay? The reason I know that I'm getting something right comes from my training. Comes from my training as a psychotherapist and an NLP and so on, because when you've got a client in front of you and you don't know what they're going to drop in your lap, except that it's going to be for them emotionally heavy. You know, they're giving you their head to mess with. You have to know that whatever is going to come out of your mouth in response has to either hit the mark or not do any further damage. Right? And that has become instinctive in me. But there is a very, very simple formula that you can, once you've got it, you can play with it. It's not like rigid. You've got to do this step, then this step, then this step. It's not even really a formula. But there are some very simple principles that you can work with that make your message flow and make it compelling and make people want to take action like you do now, because what I'm going to do is invite you to come to a workshop which I'm calling Get the Human Edge. Please stop buying gimmicks and gimmicky things to make videos do all kinds of tricks until you know how to communicate. There's no point in you having, steam coming out of your ears on the camera, or cartoon characters running all over the screen, or whatever the special effect is that it's supposed to do, if the message you're putting across is dull, boring, meandering, not clear. You need to have that first, and then you can just talk to a camera, and if you want to add something to it afterwards, go ahead. But first of all, if you want to put icing on a cake, first of all you have to know how to make the cake. So please come to my workshop. It's on July 26th. The link to register will be below this video. It is free. It'll be below this video if you're watching on YouTube. So, yeah, just show up. Yeah, that's the other thing. Register and show up. because this is a unique opportunity. Okay, that's it. Get the Mozart effect. Da, 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 da. Get the Mozart effect in your videos. And I will see you on July 26th. By the way, you'll only get access to the recording if you've registered. You can't get it any other way. I don't know who you are, so don't watch us and, maybe I'll see that. Register. Come to the event if you possibly can. Obviously, it's better for you to be there live. It's a workshop. I'm going to let you ask questions and play with ideas. But if you can't be there live, second best thing is to get the recording, and you can only do that if you register. Do it now. See you there.